Live, I am James Hake. This is the Hake Report. It is Tuesday, June 30th, 2020. You count on your knuckles. January, long month. February, short month. March, long month. April, short month. May, long month. June, short month. July, long month. August, long month. So tomorrow is White History Month, July. Very nice. Thank you to Jesse Lee Peterson for founding it. It is a great month. And other people have started or tried to start a White History Month as well. But July is our White History Month. Right on. That's cool. And that is when I'm going to start going 2 hours, supposed to anyways. Woo, boy. Gonna need a break in the middle there. And pump the AC full blast so the computers can hang and we can hang. Dang, last day of the 1 hour beta report, says Wrestling Jesus. Let's meet about it today, says Joel. He's going to try to talk me out of it. I'm kidding. He wouldn't do that. But he is like a little wide-eyed about it. He's like, whoa, that's tomorrow? What? We do need a plan. Very true. Okay, guys. Like I said, it's Tuesday, June 30th, 2020. You guys can call in. Some already are. 888-775-3773. It is 4 minutes, 4 minutes after 9 a.m. here in Los Angeles. Let's get started with the show.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la.
Hey guys!
Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la.
So, appreciate you guys joining on Twitch, Mixer, Facebook, Periscope, YouTube, and D Live. And I'm getting some alerts from people saying, some people saying audio is off. And audio is good on my end, but some people say beta audio, but okay, audio is gay, Obama audio, things like that, weird audio. So somebody's saying level the sound, and Blazing Hog says fix the audio on one side versus the other. I can only hear one headphone. Are we sending it out on both headphones? Hit one. If it's only sending on the right side? Yeah, only coming out from the right side, says Nick. Joel's on the phone. Apologies for the weird audio. I'm glad that you guys let me know. Some say audio is fine, but, whatever. In the meantime, I'm just going to talk. Yeah, it's only one side is working. It's all on the left, says one person. All on the right, according to Nick. Maybe he has his headphones sideways, backwards. Or maybe you do. I don't know. It's on one side. Anyways, I'm just going to talk a little bit. In the meantime, we'll fix it. Appreciate you guys letting me know. Hake, we can't hear you. It's probably, in my car on the left side. Billy is on the way. These black engineers always trying to undermine the white man. Such a shame. Such a bad way to live. Nick is blank backwards. Hank, stop speaking from the left side of your mouth. And he didn't even say Hank, he said Hake. I've been called Hank since like freshman year of high school. Because people think, his name is Hank. Anyways, censorship galore. And then I will get to you guys' calls. By the way, I'm wearing my I Love Boomers t-shirt because we here are about love, not hate. At least that's the goal, right? We should be about real love, not the fake imitation love that you see in the world, such as the love is love types. The LGBTQ stuff, it's a false version of love. It's the focus on the sexual stuff. Sexual stuff, even the straight sex is not love. Practice audio distancing. Hake the incel, says Suburban Dude. No, I don't think that that's true. But anyways, you have to love boomers even if they're wrong. And most of the time they are. Most of the time, most people are wrong, right? And there are some decent boomers out there. Jesse Lee Peterson is one, although he thinks he's a millennial. And President Donald Trump is a boomer. And I like boomers. I love boomers. Or at least I would like to love them. If I love anybody. You know, you hear the term, the Christianity says that you're supposed to love everybody. Right? I think it does. Anyways, that's my t-shirt. It's thehakereport.com or teespring.com/stores/thehakereport. Right on. Appreciate you guys' support. Some of you guys have bought it. It's cool. It's kind of an answer to the okay boomer stuff. Because there's a lot of people on the right who are sick of boomers, understandably. And there's a lot of people on the left who hate boomers because boomers are disproportionately white and a little bit more conservative, or at least less off the deep end liberal than them. Because a lot of people are as in communist, brainwashed, anti-American. And speaking of anti-American, there has been I told on Hake News today, a lot of people banned on YouTube yesterday. Stefan Molyneux, a pro-Western civilization, which is considered a buzzword nowadays for white supremacists, according to many. He's a Christian-friendly atheist philosopher of Free Domain Radio. And my friend Maria, she texted me and said, "Oh no, Stefan Molyneux, if all atheists were like him, the world would be a better place." Something along those lines. She might not have said that phrase, "the world would be better," but it was to that effect. Let me see if I can pull it. Oh no, Stefan Molyneux. If all atheists were like him, the world would be a better place, she said. And that's true. Stefan Molyneux is like urging people not to, even in his banning, he's urging people to be cool, stay about peace loving, right? Non-aggression principle, right, is his main thing. You know, because he's kind of an atheist, but is Christian friendly today, and he is for peace. Peaceful parenting is something that he's all about, stuff like that. Well, I've heard, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about it, that they consider him a gateway into white supremacy. Jared Taylor is a pro-white advocate of American Renaissance. I guess he had 2 channels maybe banned on YouTube yesterday. Richard Spencer, a clean-cut pro-white alt-right figure guy, writer for National Policy Institute, NPI/Radix. NPI/Radix, banned on YouTube. David Duke, and he's like a universally, everybody reviles him, right? Second only to Hitler. Pro-European writer, vocal critic of Jews. Some consider him a Jew hater. He might be. I also heard that E. Michael Jones got a strike. E. Michael Jones is a conservative, Catholic, very traditional writer for Culture Wars magazine. And 2 more strikes and he gets banned on YouTube. Amazon owned Twitch. Twitch is a far left streaming platform, supposed to be kid friendly. Video game streamers go on Twitch. Well, they are worse than YouTube in terms of dinging people for imaginary hate. Washington Post owner Jeff Bezos started and owns Amazon. He started and owns, Amazon. He's the CEO, and Amazon now owns Twitch. Donald Trump himself was suspended on Twitch for hateful conduct. And Jesse Lee Peterson has gotten dinged on Twitch 2 or 3 times for this imaginary hate, which is not true. Men's conference last year, we streamed it. Destiny was there, and Owen Benjamin was there, and that black police officer, Brandon Tatum, was there. Another black former police officer or police officer. I'm blanking on his name, but he's a fan of the Jesse Lee Peterson show. He was there, a lot of people. And it was a beautiful event, but it was too hateful for Twitch. So they like to suspend men, truth, stuff like that. On Reddit, the far-left extremist New York Times reported that the Donald, the biggest pro-Trump subreddit, 800,000 followers, got banned. And they had been on the precipice for months. They went into what was called quarantine on Reddit, which is it's kind of like a message board thing. It's weird. A lot of liberals go on there. I mean, liberals are on every one of these platforms, right? But especially on Reddit. The Donald, the biggest pro-Trump subreddit, right? And other popular subreddits got kicked off too over supposedly abusive content. They came up with this term called hate speech, or they adopted it anyways, right? Which is not a real term. It's a communist term. It's not a... These are American companies, by the way, I think, right? But they don't have American values of free speech, loving the truth, loving what's right, loving America. Nope. What can we do, Hake? I will get to that. Says SAE on a Periscope. And a lot of media coverage. The Verge, Variety, Daily Mail, Forbes, Business Insider, Daily Beast, New York Times covered it, at least for the Donald. Crazy. And the New York Times has done hit pieces. Other far-left groups like Media Matters have tried to take down people. And all kinds of stuff. RT compiled tweets from the Molyneux case in favor and against and neither for nor against Molyneux. I have some of the tweets. Far left woman Talia Lavin. I don't know if she's still with Media Matters, but she was with Media Matters. She's been on the Jesse Lee Peterson show, by the way, back when she wrote some article for Huffington Post, I think. She said, Stefan Molyneux's YouTube channel got suspended. Heart eyes. She's all happy. So many people I studied for my book, she's promoting some dumb book, right? Specifically cited him as a pathway for their white supremacist radicalization. Small victories. And she's a far left person. So she tweeted that out yesterday, around noonish. All happy. Saying people went into the alt-right or white nationalism. She called it white supremacist radicalization, right? And there are a lot of people getting radicalized because they're they're angry because there's an attack on them. They claim that when you attack the Muslims, you are radicalizing, you are providing propaganda by which Muslims can be radicalized, right? When you say, oh, Islam is not a religion of peace and stuff like that. When Muslims are attacked physically, right? Over in these wars that America has participated in. That's radicalized them. And there's a lot of quote unquote Islamophobia in the West, right? And they say that that radicalizes them. Why don't they have the same mindset with regard to white phobia, right? All this fear-mongering and boogeyman about white radicalism. They're radicalizing whites. By doing this stuff, by shutting these people down, it's making people angry. What do you think? It's happened to me, it's happened to many of you guys. Even in my chat, sometimes you guys get censored on there by my mods, right? And what happens? More often than not, you're gonna get offended or angry, take it personally or whatever. And want to lash out. The temptation is very strong to lash out. Why was I banned? And you like start to haggle with, or not haggle, hassle some of the mods. And then that gets you banned even more. But the point is, it makes people angry to be shut down when you take away the person's voice, right? You're not really literally taking away their voice, but you're suppressing them, right? Crazy. But this woman, Talia Lavin, she's not a happy person. She's promoting a book about that imaginary, hateful boogeyman. And by pushing that constantly, it's creating the monster that she wants to exist. She in her mind, she probably thinks, oh, I'm fighting hate. But she is hate. She is hateful. And that's not how you so-called fight hate. The far-left male, David Pakman, who's a YouTuber and progressive talk show host, he tweeted, lots of right-wingers furious at the quote-unquote political bias of YouTube, Twitch, and Reddit's recent content bans. Here's a secret. And this is his claim, right? Most political violence and hate speech is on the right. The research is widely available. And he shares an article from The Verge, right? And The Verge is really just sharing the article about Stefan Molyneux's ban, I think. I could be wrong. But he claims without evidence that quote-unquote hate speech and political violence is mostly on the right. That rather than the left. That is not true. Well, first of all, the concept of hate speech is a leftist concept. Quote-unquote hate speech, right? That is a false concept that has a bias that excuses its own hate. The people who came up with the term hate speech are hateful themselves. It's a fact. And these quote-unquote researchers who are doing this research are biased against whites, men, Christians, anyone who tells the truth. David Pakman is not an honest person. He's nice, though, but he's evil. And the ones on the right, think about it. What happens with the Muslims committing terror attacks, right? And the whites who are committing terror attacks, they feel that they're not getting their way. The blind people, the blind, angry ones, right? They feel that they have to commit terrorism. In their blindness, they say that, they think that, to achieve or to promote their ends. The left is constantly getting its way, left and right, across decades now. A century or more, actually. Maybe more than that. They get their way left and right. Therefore, the commie terrorists hardly have to do anything. They're in the government. The commie terrorists are in the government, right? They hardly need to do anything. And the left has always been more violent. Killing the babies in the wombs by the tens of millions over the recent decades and counting. The leftists are the police chiefs. They are the DOJ, the Bureau of Land Management. They support Black Lives Matter. They are in the FBI. They are the leftist anti-American organizations, and they've been leftist organizations for a long time too. Anti-American, even inside of America. Well, so anyways, my best advice, and it goes for the people getting censored on our YouTube chats and stuff like that by our mods. Don't take it personally. And don't be mad at evil doing evil, too. I stole that from Jesse Lee Peterson and other wise men. Keep your cool, cool out. Be wise. As the Christians and the Bible say, don't let your heart be hardened. Don't let your love grow cold, right? Don't be reckless and... this is very important. Don't be reckless and spurgy. Spurgy is a reference to Asperger's. And they use that for people that just have to blurt out what they see is true, right? What they think is true, right? On social media or in life. I can think of times I've been censored and suppressed on these platforms, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, etc. Pretty much every time, in my case, is not necessarily for Jesse Lee Peterson or Stefan Molyneux or anybody else. For my case, it's been when I'm a little caught up, a little too freewheeling. Not that it's right for them to censor me, but if you're led by the Spirit, by sober-mindedness, by love, rather than by Satan, by ego, by anger, you will be protected in life. You'll be more protected in these platforms, even. As long as you're supposed to be on there, right? Even if and when they do shut you down, you'll have good sense in whatever you need. It's cool. This is not about us or me or you. It's about what's right. Don't get sucked into this worldly thinking of, oh, I need to be on these platforms. We need to be on these platforms. We need the numbers. We need to reach lots of people. Those are worldly values, and they are worldly values as long as you're in the world, but those aren't the real values. I agree with what Jesse Lee Peterson says. This stuff brings out the best in us. Christians getting persecuted around the world, scapegoated and maligned across the West. Whites getting marginalized, but we are not victims. Don't fall for that thing that victims are pathetic, as wise men always say. Victims are perpetrators. Victims become perpetrators. And then they have an excuse to victimize you more, right? That's why you see evil wrought by all these victim-minded leftists. And victim-minded everybody across the world. So, just wanted to put that out there. Let me read a few super chats. I didn't get to this one. Dark Side of the Bear, what? Said TCBB. This was yesterday. Maze's mouth runs faster than the Roadrunner. Yeah. Asmodor is hosting the show. Thank you. Appreciate it. Right on to this. All of the subscriptions. Thank you. 5 1-month subscriptions from Asmodor on Dat Black Life, though. Prince High Life. Fan of the Ladies. Wipe Out Corona. Mutiny on the Ark. Appreciate that. And Prince High Life gifted 5 1-month subscriptions to Dat Black Life, though. Take Care Business Bear. Kali Yuga Surf Co. Nice. Arizona Lyman said, Hank, I keep up with the truth. Hake, great show, man. Thank you. Prince High Life says, I love boomers with a diamond. Thank you, man. Asmodor says, the MSM want us radicalized. They won't like it. They love it, though. They love it as long as they're protected. As long as they're in their, ivory towers, radicalizing the people who start committing violence. It's crazy. But Asmodor gave a Ninjagini and said, this has been more leftist hate. There has been more leftist hate in the last month than right-wing hate in American history. Yeah, true. Icky in the AZ says, I need to be on this platform to know your magnifying thought, ideas, conversations. Hake, love you. And you, and you, and you. Okay, let me just double check the YouTube. Oh, man. Hot Computer Smell says, get some breakfast in your belly and some hake in your ears. Make sure to follow Hot Computer Smell on DLive as well. John X15, I wish you and Jesse the rest of the Amazons well. Satan's childrens are after you. Patrick Bateman says, the shadow banning / censorship was in full effect today. JLP's view count was down by almost 1,000. Yeah. Black flag. Marcus Jones Stinks says, fix the Obama audio. Oh, is it fixed? Is it fixed? Hit 1, guys. If it's on the left side, hit 2. If it's on the right side, hit 3. If you don't know, but it's still kind of weird, hit 4. And then if it's right, hit 1. Thank you. Appreciate it. Marcus Jones Stinks. Oh, yeah, he said that. Annette Holland says, blessings, everyone. Appreciate that. Right on. So anyways, I'm going to get to some callers, and then I'm going to talk about Jaden McNeil, a fan of the Jesse Lee Peterson Show, a fellow fan. People say 2, people say 4, people say 5. Some people say 1, some people say -1. Some say 7. What a mess. Lots of... If you're listening on headphones, I especially want to know. Jib Jab says 1. Wrestling Jesus gives the finger and says 2. Jib Jab says fixed, though. Anyways, whatever. I don't want to get too sidetracked. You guys can call in 888-775-3773, and then I'm going to talk about an attack on a fun-loving guy, Jaden McNeil, for being white and making a joke. Samuel out of Sweden. How are you doing, Samuel? It's good to hear from you.
I'm doing well. It's my first day of vacation almost. So I have 3 weeks of doing nothing. So
right on. Wow.
It's fun.
Yeah, you've put out a couple of nice videos on your channel. I saw one in honor of White History Month. Maybe a second one. I might have seen a second one.
I just released the second video, and I think I will. I have a lot of free time, so I will probably put out more videos. During July. I
owe you an alert. There was a misspelling on the first White Man Celebration contribution by Samuel. According to my friend Maria, she says it's somewhere in the text, the word then, T-H-E-N, instead of the word than, T-H-A-N. It changes the whole meaning of the sentence. And so just a heads up about that. There's T-H-E-N is usually like first this, then that. And the word than, T-H-A-N, it's I'm way better than you. T-H-A-N, than, is comparative, whereas T-H-E-N is like sequential or something. I don't know.
Well, I'm going to shake up. My English is not the best, so
that's all right.
I have to be a bit brave when I do English videos.
Well, we appreciate we English speakers appreciate it, but she does make a good point that sometimes, in some cases, it does change the whole meaning of the sentence. In context, I think she knew what you meant, and it made a lot more sense because she knew what you meant. But just FYI, something to look out for future reference.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you told today at the Hake News that they made a mass ban on alternative YouTubers.
Yeah.
And it just triggers me to, as far as I have a YouTube account, I want to use it as a platform to have some kind of alternative videos.
Right. And what you may consider doing is starting a BitChute account just as a backup. And
I'm already on it. I will start a BitChute account today or tomorrow and start to have all my new videos on that. And I will also inform that I have a BitChute channel on YouTube that fights the censorship. Use BitChute.
And you might also try LBRY. If you go to lbry.com/YouTube, you can claim your channel. lbry.com/YouTube. It's a great way to get onto lbry.tv/whatever one that you want. So just
I don't understand.
And so LBRY is another alternative video platform that hosts your videos, and say your YouTube account disappears, the library backup of it is still in existence. And there are people who have subscribed to Jesse Lee Peterson on library, and I call it library, but it's LBRY. They leave out all the other vowels.
I also want to say one more thing, and that is that my latest video is about a historical figure in Sweden that I call him the father of Sweden. And I mean, a couple of years ago, they would have said that he's the father of Sweden. It was a king, but there's so much bashing of historical figures, and even in Sweden.
Yeah.
And when I made this video, I realized that I tell a story about in a positive way, but if you listen to modern Swedish historians, they will quite literally bash that person.
Yeah.
And I realized that that's happening in the USA with the bashing of all those founding fathers, and they probably have done it during the years, just as they have done it in Sweden, that they start to talk badly, and they start. I mean, when I was a young child, they really talked about love to the founding father here in Sweden, about the kings that made Sweden a better country. But as I became a teenager, I noticed that there was no more love when teachers or whatever talked about these historical figures. And that's something that I wanted to speak about them, or the people that I have in my videos, with love. You know,
yeah,
they meant something. But that's disappeared.
Right. You know, it's such a shame. Like I've made this point before. These people who are smearing the South and the Confederate flag and all that stuff, and they claim that supposedly they say white supremacists adopted the Confederate symbol into the Mississippi flag 120 years ago, 115 years ago, or whatever. And I don't know that. I haven't looked into it. I haven't really bothered looking into it, but the term white supremacist is suspect to me, that they would label them as that. And these are supposed to be objective news organizations making these claims. They're really leftist activists like AP, Associated Press. They're not, they have an agenda towards leftism. They got rid of the illegal alien term. They think that that's hateful to call them what they call illegal aliens, what they are. People who came here illegally, foreign people. And they use the term people who are transgender. They call them by their preferred pronouns rather than their actual pronouns, biological pronouns. And these people have an agenda. They hate Trump. They hate America. They hate conservatives, Christians, whites, especially people who are independent-minded people. And so it is all this smearing of the South and all these people is to divide the country. We can get along with the evil people. I love a lot of these liberals who come on my show and people who call in, and I like having them in America. But these people don't like us being in America. They want to shut us down, but we're not trying to shut them down. Isn't that interesting? And they're trying to get rid of the South, smear the South, whereas the North fought the South in order to keep the South as part of America. They fought to unite the country, but these people are trying to fight to divide the country. What a shame.
You know, the strange thing is in Sweden, when they talk about the South in America, they talk about those people as retards and like morons, because sometimes there's Swedish news about they are against abortion, and in Sweden, like 99.9% of the population are for abortion.
Wow.
So, I mean, they speak very badly about the South whenever it comes up. And I know nobody in Sweden that likes Trump, as far as I know.
Right.
There's one man.
Okay.
I met him. He had the Make America Great cap.
Yeah.
And it was signed by Donald Trump. So, yeah, I met one.
Nice. You know, man, that is so true. And, you know, Anomaly was over in church with Jesse Lee Peterson this past Sunday, and he pointed out that it is, you know, they want a race war. Both the angry right, the really angry right, the ones who are out of their minds angry, want a race war, so-called right? And the far left, which is like the media on over the whole Democrat Party, seemingly, wants like a race war. But it's not really racially motivated as much as ideology. They're attached to their ideology, where they have a false version of morality, where people who are about, like what you said, not for abortion, are smeared as, like you said, retards or whatever, and dumb rednecks and stuff like that. It's such a shame. They are the hateful ones. And then there are hateful ones on our side, because most human beings have to overcome that. but it's so backwards. They only deal with one side.
I do think that, yes, it has the answer to why things happened, and that is because, yes, the LPs, and that's because it's a spiritual battle, and the people that's in control or destroying our countries, they are blind and they are led by Satan.
Yeah.
And I say this because 30 years ago, we had started to have a lot of immigrants in Sweden.
Yeah.
And anyone who said was negative against immigration, they was called a racist because they said it will not change Sweden, because they're so quote racist. They said all these immigrants will change Sweden. It will change our country.
Right.
The politicians and whatever said, no, it will not change Sweden. And now 30 years later, they are changing Sweden. Sweden has to, there are all things to change to please the immigrants. And
Right.
now they say you're a racist if you don't want to be changed, if you don't want to assimilate to the immigrants' culture. So the thing that the quote racist said 30 years ago is now happening, and you're a racist if you're against the things that will not happen.
Yeah.
If I make myself
You are. Your story sounds so much like what I heard that Ted Kennedy, who was, I guess, a senator or something, claimed way back, was he around in the 1965 Hart-Celler Immigration Act, when they said, oh, it's racist to only be favoring so-called white countries in terms of where we accept new immigrants from, right? So we have to bring in people from Mexico and China and Korea and all these people. So we started bringing them in. He claimed that it's not going to change the racial makeup of the country. And of course it did. And it changed the culture. A lot of these people they're not Christians. They're not conservatives. They don't have the idea of the freedom of speech. They're not freedom-minded. They don't have a love for America. They have an attachment for America, the idea of it, where they get to come in and reap the benefits and work. And some of them do work, but they don't have a love for what's right, for America, for freedom. They don't have a freedom mindset. So they believe in things like hate speech. And then they're brainwashing, the young people too with all of this education stuff.
Yeah, it's really interesting that the children to immigrants are usually more prone to criminality.
Right. Yep.
So it's very interesting what kind of upbringing they get.
And they call those children of the immigrants Americans or Swedish or whatever. They claim, it's Americans who are the criminals more so than the immigrants, but it's the second generation and beyond. And those are the ones who get radicalized when it's, some of the Islamic terror attacks have been children of the people who came in here. They work, they support Hillary, whatever. And then was it the Pulse nightclub shooter? His father showed up at a Hillary rally, but the son, I think he may have been born here, ended up committing a crazy terror attack. Or they came here as children, such as the Tsarnaev brothers, the Boston bombers.
Yeah, I want to comment on something that I heard Lee Peterson talk about when it comes to Muslims, and that is that they talk in the liberal media. They say that white hate is creating Muslim terrorist attacks.
Yeah.
But in majority Muslim countries, there are the most terrorist attacks.
Correct.
And I guess they don't hate against Islam. So, the more Muslims, the more radical Muslims, the more Muslim terrorists.
Yeah. Samuel, I appreciate talking with you, man. Good to hear from you.
Yeah, take care. And
all right.
Let's hear each other soon.
Okay, sounds good, man. Take care. Check out Samuel Freiholtz on YouTube. It's a very nice channel. I have a lot of people on hold. Let me get to Sheldon out of South Africa. First time caller. Right on to South Africa. I need a follow-up interview with South Africans. Sheldon, it's good to hear from you. What's up?
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
No, I'm well, man. It's very nice to speak to you, man, really. I've been listening to a couple of your shows, and it's very eye-opening. I appreciate it.
Right on. Appreciate you calling. That's cool. What time is it over there?
Okay, now it's 7 o'clock here in the evening.
Wow. That's cool.
7, yeah, 2-7. Yeah, that's the time now.
What is it like over there for you in South Africa?
Okay, it is nice, but when I look at your country at the moment, when I see especially the flags being burned and the way people operate, we are the same there over here in South Africa. So it's actually, for me, it's to look at what your country is going to become like. It's going to be very tough for you guys going forward, especially now that they're busy with the police. I'm telling you, they're going to cut off the police's hands. And then from there, everything, they're going to change a couple of laws. And then from there, it's going to be like open. So people are going to, then it's going to be very tough. That's the way I'm seeing it going. Because over here, it happened the same way. The police had a lot of power. They could stop you anytime. They can do a lot of things. But as soon as they take away some of the power that the police have, so then it's going to be a little bit troublesome for you guys.
Yeah. You know, I've heard of a lot of fires being set to businesses and different places over in, in the name of riots and protests over in South Africa. And I hadn't considered the fact that the police are not strong over there. And the farm attacks on white farmers, where they have this insane hatred for white people. They're taught and brainwashed that the whites were oppressive to the blacks. So now they're doing the same thing to the whites. What they heard was done to them, and worse. And the cops can't solve many of these cases, can't protect the farmers. The farmers can hardly protect themselves. It is crazy. And that's the direction of it here. It's so misguided too. These people think that they're for what's right, and they're not.
And it's the same as true as what Jesse always said, that South Africa is on their way to you guys.
Yeah.
It was the exact thing that they are doing over there, or about to be busy doing. They've already done it over here. They're going to go on for the firearms. They're going to try and remove the firearms of the guys. Even if you're going to apply for a firearm, in our country you have to apply for a license and those type of things for a firearm. That will make it difficult. They're very difficult because they don't want the people to have their own firearms to protect themselves.
Yeah.
That is the plan they're willing to have.
You know, there was a case. There was a case in St. Louis or something like that, where this white couple owns this huge mansion. I think they're restoring it, right? Very historical mansion, huge, beautiful on the inside and on the outside, honestly. And these marchers were going on their way to, these Black Lives Matter supporters were on their way to the mayor's house to protest her, right? Or him, or I forget who. And some of them took a little sidetrack, it seemingly, went into what looked like they went into private property, which was these people's land, this couple. The couple came out with one with an AR-15, a big rifle, and the woman with a little pistol, handgun.
I saw that video today on the other guy's show. And I saw them. The guy was standing outside with his AR, with his firearm.
And
I think a lot of those things are still going to happen. Your people are going to get tired, and I'm telling you, they're going to be maybe a big group shooting, something like that. Because everyone is not going to allow that you to come, or this BLM coming to their places.
Right.
Somebody's going to lose their cool. And then you're going to see, and then the left is going to make a big issue out of that, and then they're going to go and say, can you see, that's why we need to take away their firearms. Look at what they are doing.
Exactly.
They're waiting for you guys to get angry. They're waiting for you guys to get angry, to do a big mob shooting. And then from there, they got a reason to tell you, okay, we need to remove firearms, we need to do this and that.
Very true. Yep.
It's similar to here in South Africa, really. It's similar. It's actually funny to see it happening over there because it already happened over here. So if you can look at our country, it's like a great example to what is going to happen to you guys over there. So I pray and I hope you guys can overcome it and fight against it, not to let it happen. Otherwise, it's going to be a hell to pay.
Yeah, I mean, I still have hope, right? Because it's not over yet. There's a lot of decent people.
No, it's not over. It's not over yet.
Yeah.
You still have a lot of fight. You need to fight and stand up and call these people by the truth. Because at least what you can do, you can see what they're busy with. You can see what their plan is or what they want to do or the end result, what they want to do.
Right.
At least you can see it. You see, that is a nice part. If you want it's not be able to see, then it's going to carry on. But at least you guys can see this is the plan that people are having. They want to destroy your country. And it's actually, for me, I love your country, really, the ideals you have and all that type of stuff. But it's sad to see, like, even your flag, that our country is bad. It's very bad. But I haven't seen people burn our flags. Like our new. So I haven't seen that they're burning our flag. Although things are very tough, but at least when we have a soccer game or a sports game and we sing our national anthem, people will still stand and sing along to it. But
Right.
to see you people, it's disgraceful actually to watch what you guys are doing, driving over your country's flag and like that. And they're supposed to be grateful, because I wish I could go to your country and stay over there and make a living. I wish I could do it, but I can't do it. But those are the guys that have an opportunity to be in your country. It's not even from your country. Need to enjoy it, the privilege they are getting, the freedoms they are getting, and then they end up spitting on the flag. And no, man, it's not on. It's very sad.
Yeah. You know, that couple who were armed and protecting their property, they didn't shoot anyone. They didn't fire off at all. They may have pointed the guns a little carelessly. I don't know. Maybe they weren't properly trained. But they are under investigation. And they claim there is this whole media narrative that these protesters were, quote unquote, peaceful. I thought I saw the picture of a gate that was destroyed. I don't know if that was related to this event, but it didn't sound like it was necessarily peaceful. There's this whole propaganda war by the media that's against America that calls these people mostly peaceful.
What is peaceful, like, if people coming to your property?
Exactly.
A lot of people coming to your property. What is peaceful about it? What are you doing in my place of residence? What are you doing there? What's your plan?
Yep.
I can't wait for you to react. I must get my file, because I don't know. I didn't invite these people to come to my place.
Yep.
They're forcefully coming into my place. But now that is what the left are waiting for. They want you guys to react. And it's very tough, because what are you supposed to do when people are coming into your life?
Exactly. You don't know what's going to happen. And these guys claim, this couple, they claim that they are Black Lives Matter supporters. They're lawyers, right? Probably liberals. But they're going to be, they're under investigation. It's so backwards. And you're right. You're right. The angry people want to spread the anger so that they can get you mad, act out in a way that's questionable or wrong outright, and then they can use it to
they're just waiting basically for that. They're waiting basically for that, for you guys to act and maybe use. What would happen if that guy were to really use that AR-15, which is maybe in his right to do it, because you're crossing his property. But what is going to happen to him? After that, would have he done that and shoot a couple of people that was in his yard or at his place? What is going to happen to that guy? What do you think is going to happen to him? They're going to fry him.
Yep.
They're going to fry him.
Yeah.
And that is what they want. But I really hope you guys go through it. And strongs to you, I love your program. I love what you guys are doing. And keep on speaking up, man.
Thank you.
It's actually nice to see a white guy who's not afraid to speak. Because I'm telling you, here in South Africa, it's the same like what they're doing. The white people, you can't say anything over here. It's
Sheldon,
can't say anything over
are you white or black?
I would consider, in your country, I would be considered as black. But in my country, I would consider it a colored, which is a different type of... It's a different... Almost like the Mexicans, like something like that. It's different to the black. You see, that is how we consider it actually over here. We got three races, like the blacks, the whites, and then we got the colors in between.
Is that the mix? Are they mixed?
Yeah, mostly. Yes, it's a mixed race. I would say some of them would look like you, like a white guy, and some would look like Jesse. And Jesse would actually consider it in our country would consider to be a colored guy. If I look at him, he would be a colored guy.
Okay.
You see, so it's very.
I've heard of that. I don't remember the name that I heard. I don't recognize the name that you're saying. How do you spell it?
It's colored.
Can you
C-O? C-O-U, colored.
C-O-L-O-U?
U-R-D.
Oh, colored. Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
You said colored.
Yeah, it's a colored,
Right.
We call it colored. But the nice, we would actually consider it as brown people. Like we go white, black, and brown. This is the three colors we have. But since we are like a mixed group, we got very mixed, like some of the guys look like Chinese. You can see some mixed Chinese, or some is like a black. You don't know if it's a black or colored guy, or some of the guys look white. So
and
the race that we are actually.
And they don't know that everybody, even amongst the blacks, there are blacks who are natives there, right? And then there are blacks who came from somewhere else and weren't the indigenous people over there, right? I know.
I'm telling you, like, the whole world is here in South Africa.
What a mess.
Everybody is there. We got Ethiopians, we got Chinese, we got, I think all the people that don't want to go to other countries, they're coming over here.
Yeah.
Because nobody has, I'm a police official actually. We got people with no passports, no documents, nothing is over here in our country. I don't think our government even knows who's in the country.
Not good.
Osama bin Laden, all these people, they can come and hide over here because we don't have, like, everybody's welcome. So I wrote the text last time. If those people like were complaining about the racism there in your country.
Oh, he dropped off. I didn't do it. Sorry about that. But I appreciate your call. Very good call. Yeah, I've heard that South Africa, the Cape Town, I heard last year, they were running out of water, suffering a drought, I think in Cape Town, which is one of the major cities, founding cities of South Africa. Crazy. What a mess. Anyways, let me quickly get to Billy in Texas. He's been on hold a while. Billy, what's up, Billy?
You ain't got no calls from China to take before you get to me, or what?
No such luck, Billy.
No such luck, huh?
Yep.
I was just you're wearing a shirt that says "I love boomers." What's a boomer?
A boomer is a baby boomer. Their age some mid 50s to 73 or 74, something like that. Those people.
So your buddy Joe Biden would be considered a boomer, wouldn't he?
He's not my buddy, but yeah, he would be. I think he would be considered. No, you know what? He might be older than the boomers. I don't know. He might be. But yeah, you gotta love Joe Biden too.
No, I don't.
You don't have to. You don't have to, but you should if you're a Christian.
You know I'm a Trump supporter.
Say that again?
I said if you let me speak when I call, you just assumed because I don't agree with your rebel flag and you turning people away from Trump to vote for Joe.
What did I assume?
Well, you assume that I'm a liberal and that I support Black Lives Matter and Joe Biden.
I assumed no such thing, man. You assumed that I assumed.
No, you said it on shows. I can find clips where you talk about me being a leftist and.
Well, you are a leftist.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you are. Everybody who's.
Have you ever fought for this country?
Hold on. Everybody who's angry is a leftist, and you are angry. I didn't hang up on him. I don't even think that he hung up, but he got disconnected. It wasn't me. Maybe Nick did it. Nick, you color guy. No, I'm kidding. Anyways, I'm gonna get back to calls. Hang tight, guys. Noah's. I wanted to hear him out. I enjoy listening to his voice, honestly. And I wonder if he's 27 or what. He said that he's a vet. He fought for this country. Well, I don't necessarily find that respectable. People do all kinds of different things. But anyways, Noah's Arkansas said, today just feels like the eve of White History Month. Amazing. And Prince High Life gave a diamond and a Ninja Guinea. Appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. Let me quickly, before I get back to calls, tell you guys quickly about Jaden McNeil. I told you about it on the Jesse Lee Peterson show when Jordan called in. Nice guy, Jordan. I think he might be black. But talked about Jaden McNeil. And I got this from the Gateway Pundit. It was shared, on Telegram. Follow me on Telegram, at the Hake Report. Kansas State student suspended from Twitter over a joke about George Floyd, and there are accounts threatening to kill him, and they remain active. It's by Cassandra Fairbanks, who was a Bernie supporter and then became a Trump supporter. And Kansas State University tweeted a message from President Richard Myers. The insensitive comments posted by one K-State student hurts our entire community. These divisive statements do not represent the values of our university. We condemn racism and bigotry in all its forms. And all this guy, Jaden, said was he tweeted out that he's gone. Well, that's not his tweet specifically, but he tweeted out Jaden P. McNeil. He tweeted out that what's his name has gone. George Floyd has gone a month drug free, and it's a joke. You could say that maybe too soon, I guess, for some people who are emotionally attached with. They maybe should not be. It's not wise to be emotionally attached, as though I am George Floyd, right? Don't fall for that. Don't be like that. But a lot of people fall for that type of dumb stuff. The back to the Kansas State University tweets. They also said, we are launching an immediate review of the university's options. Black Lives Matter at Kansas State University. They're saying Kansas State University thinks that Black Lives Matter. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Probably in support of abortion. Probably in support of Democrats, which support black-on-black crime. And so, yeah, right. We will continue to fight for social justice, which is not justice. Jaden McNeil tweeted out some headlines. Racist note on K-State apartment door was a hoax. Racist graffiti painted on a car near K-State was a fraud. And like I told you, and you can see on the car, it says something like, go home, whites only, beware N-words, live here. You know, those were planted by liberals, by who knows what. Maybe blacks themselves posted this very frequently. Blacks at universities will post, share fake stuff. And it's not just universities, it's high schools and other things. Story after story of so-called hate crime hoaxes. Google it, or DuckDuckGo it, better yet. DuckDuckGo is an alternative platform on which you can do some searches. But people say, including blue check marks, wouldn't hesitate to slap the dog bleep out of ya. Hashtag Jaden McNeil. Bunch of blue check marks say stuff like, somebody gonna beat your bleep. Better not know if they don't know your address, stay in the house. I'd be staying inside after making comments like that, you vile bleep bag. Because he said, congratulations to George Floyd on being drug-free for an entire month. Just because he said that. Ridiculous. It's kind of like people telling me, oh, wear your Confederate flag or say the N-word in the hood. You're validating violent crime against whites. What a mess, huh? Let me quickly get to James in New Jersey. James, first-time caller. You have 30 seconds. Go.
James, in Chicago, these local businessmen and women, they put up a $25K reward for the killer of a 1- and 3-year-old caught in a crossfire. Do you think this is a good tactic to mitigate anti-snitch culture or just the violence in general in Chicago?
A reward? I don't know. I'll have to look into that story. But offhand, offering a reward for doing what's right, I don't know. I mean, I know the cops do it a lot. I don't know the answer to that. I don't know if that's a good solution.
I guess their point is that it's they're putting up big dollars compared to a typical $1,000 to $2,000 reward, which I guess you would typically find by police departments, like you're saying.
Then you have money to protect yourself, I guess.
Yeah, they said they're going to put up, so they would support him as far as his legal fees, making sure his health is straight before he goes into.
Well, right on. I mean, I support anybody who wants to help get justice, but it's such a shame that people have to be bribed into it, That's what it feels like. Anyway, James, talk to me again. I appreciate your call.
Thanks, James.
Yeah, take care. Time. Rick and Maze, my favorite caller, and the rest of you guys, I'm sorry, but we will be back tomorrow with White History Month. Hopefully 2 hours, which seems like it's much needed. Am I right? Or am I right? Appreciate all of the support. TheHakeReport.com/show for my stuff. JesseLeePeterson.com/show for Jesse Lee Peterson's stuff. All right, guys, take care.